So it's a team.
Hygienic, yeah.
It's a team. So one the other is in charge of student. The guy, it is his brother who completed.
Hello everyone, thank you very much for joining us. It's another brand new day and it's another opportunity to take a look at the quality that we have when it comes to women football. It's the Malta Guinness Women's Football League. We're still in match day 2 and this afternoon we're bringing you a game from the McDan Park here in Teshi. The two teams are already on the field warming up and any moment from now we would usher you into the game itself. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Prince and I'm here with Nana Joa Kofi and we will take a look at the expectations ahead of a big game between these two teams. We've got Halifax Queens in action against SAMARTEX Ladies. Now, as a prelude to our discussion, let's bring you up to speed also with how match day 1 went for them. In a keenly contested game, Halifax Queens lost 1-4 to Police Ladies, their defending champions, on match day 1. Elsewhere, it was the debutants, SAMARTEX Ladies, who were running and reigning high. A 2-1 victory over Lady Strikers. And so this afternoon, there's a team that wants to cement its authority in terms of winning in the ongoing Malta Guinness Women's Premier League. There is also another team yet to pick up their first 3 points. Nanadra, thank you very much for joining us. But let's go straight into the details. There's one team that lost on match day 1. There's another team that won on match day 1. What are the expectations from your side going into match day 2?
So Halifax Ladies, they are playing home and hopefully they will they are looking forward to have their 3 points after that heavy defeat to the defending champions. And SAMARTEX Ladies, for them, as they are coming into this game with 3 points and a win, they have that hope high that they can beat Halifax Queens, looking at the fact that they lost 4-1 and they won 2-1. So they are, for me, I think they have an upper hand over Halifax Queens, but this is Halifax, they are home soil, so I believe that anything can happen today. But the coaching department of SAMARTEX Ladies, we have the Black Queens goalkeeper there, so like I said during the Army Police game, any team facing them should know that you are not just playing against any opponent, but an opponent with the national team goalkeeper and the captain as well.
Well, it looks like it's going to be an evenly contested game by virtue of the fact that these teams are coming into this game with a lot of hope. I look at the faces of the players on both sides and you can see sheer determination on their part. Of course, head coach for Halifax Queens, Dora Zuta, comes into this game with a lot of possibilities and of course also the opportunity for her to claw back some pride and win her first 3 points. For SAMARTEX Ladies, a lot of people will think that, well, because they are debutants, they will be mere pushovers. But for those who really witnessed their game against Lady Strikers, which they won by 2-1 at home, and the fact that they've also battled some other contenders, it tells you that they have also come into the Women's Premier League with a mission and a vision. It looks like they've started well too by winning their first 3 points.
With the home support, I think SAMARTEX Ladies, they had no excuse than to win and get the 3 maximum points. If you look at them or you watch them during the playoffs to qualify them into the Women's League at Senya, you could see that they were seriously, this is like their second attempt to enter into the Premiership, and finally they got that slot. So they are not just in to make history or to make a mark, they are here to get that maximum point and a win, at least to try to qualify to Africa. That is the ultimate goal now at the moment. So it's just not 3 points here. They want to make a mark, make a history, stay like Halifax Queens, Epiphany, just like how they stayed their first attempt in the Women's League, and they are still in the league. They are not here to say that, oh, we are just testing waters. From the look of things, SAMARTEX ladies, they are here to stay. And also to just add up to the Western region team, that is Azakes ladies. They just don't want Azakes ladies to be the only stars from the Western region. I believe from their conversation, from their coaches and other technical officials, they are here to stay. And for Halifax, they are not a new team to us. Some of us, they were once in the league and they've returned again. They are here. I think the defeat, they've brushed it aside and they are in for another 3 points here at Magdan.
Well, the first game, they did indicate that they didn't really put the team together because according to the assistant coach then, who was handling the team, a few of the players were yet to gel and blossom and play as a team. But he also promised that in subsequent matches, we will see a very determined Halifax Queens side. And of course, they didn't play badly against Police Ladies when they played in that first game. Of course, Police Ladies, as reigning champions, came into the game with a lot more promise. They knew the pressure was on them. They had to open their account and open their account well. Unfortunately, they fell 0-1 against the Ghana Army, so they have also recorded their first loss. Now, for SAMARTEX ladies, and let's concentrate a little bit on them. You did indicate that, of course, the Western region has always been represented by Hazakes ladies. Fortunately, we now have SAMARTEX ladies also joining the Women's Premier League, which means that there will be a lot of challenge, which means that there will be a lot of push from the management of SAMARTEX to ensure that just as their men or their male counterparts are doing, they also get the opportunity to shine and probably outshine. Targets include national team call-ups for both Black Queens, the Black Princesses. You can never tell. They could be a glitch or a glimpse of hope going into their preparations. But they have a key and a Herculean task today. I don't see Halifax Queens to be mere pushovers in this game. What will be the trump card? What will be the access point for SAMARTEX ladies going into this game? What kind of strengths do they have? What kind of weaknesses do they have, if any?
Well, if you look at Halifax Queens, even though our concentration is on SAMARTEX at this moment, but Halifax Queens, they have one defender, Faustina Ama Edu. She was with Hazakes ladies. She was at Africa with them, so she's an experienced defender. Okay. So if Halifax Queens are there with such an experienced player, the only thing I think SAMARTEX can work on is with the angle or area balls. They just have to take advantages when the opportunity comes. No double chances if they want to win, because there is an experienced defender there. She can be controlling both the goalkeeper and the defenders that she's working with. So if SAMARTEX ladies wants to win or they want to get an early goal, they should take their chances, no double chances, because anything can happen in a game of football. Yeah.
Okay. We saw some quality in the Ghana police or police ladies and the army ladies game. Let's compare the kind of level we saw to the kind of opposition we are expecting in this afternoon's game. Do you think that all the teams are at par in terms of the quality of the team, in terms of the players? But obviously there will be those who have the upper or the edge because of their experience. But of course, these are young ladies who would also want to show us exactly what they are made of. Do you think we have an equal balance in quality, especially in the southern zone?
Yes, there is an equal balance, because if Oak ladies were able to travel to Cape Coast and get that 3 maximum points, the Women's Premier League and then the Southern Zone is not a pushover. Any team that is in the Southern Zone should know that there is nothing like a loose home side or an away side. Okay. If you go in for the game, just take chances. When the chances come, no 50-50 chances. Just make a goal or make a mark with it, because at this moment, maxtv is showing it live. You don't know who is watching, who is the sponsor out there watching, or any agent out there watching. The national team coaches are also every day watching the Women's League. So if you look at Army, I was a bit surprised by the game that Police played. They played well, but unfortunately, Army had that 3 maximum point. So for Oak Ladies to travel to Cape Coast to get the point, Azake stayed home for Joanina to come and score them 1 goal. It tells you the season is already heat up.
Yep.
If you sleep, you are sleeping at your own. Yeah. So you just have to take your chances. Take that 3 maximum point. We are not waiting for anybody. And just like SAMARTEX ladies, they won their home game. If you go to Summer Boy, I don't think you are going to have it easy because they are here to make a mark and to stay. They are not just testing waters.
I see. Okay, well, the in Century Park, which is the home ground of the SAMARTEX ladies team, is also known as the Fortress. And so to go to the Fortress to pick up maximum points, you'd have to work extra hard. I can also tell you for a fact that there's a lot of support coming from the management of SAMARTEX in Samra. They've whipped up enthusiasm for the ladies team, and I can tell you they're treating them the same way they treat their male counterparts. And so they are branded nicely, and we'll be seeing them on the field in just a couple of minutes, and you understand exactly what we're talking about. But again, playing the Women's Premier League, especially at the top level, is every young footballer's dream, to play at the local national level and obviously try to get a call-up. The battle is going to be tough for most of these players, if not all of them. You have already mentioned that the nation's #1 in terms of goalkeeping for the Black Queens, Findeep, is a member of this SAMARTEX team. So she comes in with a lot of experience, and she's one of the few goalkeepers who likes to bark a lot. And so we will see a lot of command coming from the defense. Plus, of course, a combination of some of the experienced players in there. And they've got some brilliant midfielders and young wingers who can run for 90 minutes. What, in your opinion, should Halifax Queens do? You saw them on match day 1. What should they change in their game style to match up to the prowess of SAMARTEX ladies?
For me, from their match day 1 against Police ladies, we know they are an experienced side, but defensively they were not strong. For me, yeah. So if SAMARTEX ladies or Halifax Queens, they can work on their defense and the attack, I believe that today they can get the 3 maximum point or a draw. But if they are going to play an open game just like they did at Medina Park, then it means it is anyone's game for me. I don't know the defensive attack or the defensive play that SAMARTEX will bring into this game, but if Halifax Queens, they are going to play just like they played against Police with that open defense, then it means it is going to be anyone's game this afternoon here at Medina Park.
It could be anybody's game here at Magdan. Let's take a look at the technical bench of both sides. And let's start with Halifax Queens. Good old veteran ace goalie Dora Zuta has now taken her coach's banners, and so she's handling the team well. Does that come with some level of experience and an advantage over their opponents?
Yes, there is an advantage. If you look at the Police team, they had Coach Yusuf Basigri at their back at Medina, and even Saturday at their game against Army. It tells you a lot. So if they want to win, I know that the technical or the experience side sometimes work, but in a game of football, if you don't take your chances, the experienced one, they are not the ones playing. They are just there issuing or commanding instructions. If you don't follow to that, they are not going to get the points. It plays a lot in the game of football when you have experienced and technical people behind. But it boils down to the players taking their chances. Just like I said, you will be the coach at the touchline shouting to the players, but if they don't put it to work, at the end of the day, you are not going to get the results. Yes, and this is a side, we are all building the women's team. We are all building these girls. So sometimes the shouting will come, but the results is what all coaches or technical staffs are looking at.
Well, viewers, do still stay with us because the match will be coming up any moment shortly. And Max TV, we are going to be bringing you the action from all the centers in the Southern Zone. And so all the clubs in the Southern Zone would have an opportunity to delight the viewers with their brand of association football. First 45 minutes, what should we expect?
Well, for me, I think the first 45 minutes, I will be glad if it will end in a draw so that we will know the second half who is going to take the last chance. But anything can happen. And if I look at the warm-up happening now, I think both teams, they are ready for this game. Game 2, you want to make a point, you want to have that 3 maximum points or at least a point to your credit on the league table.
We've had at least a fair idea of the results from match day 1, and other matches have been played in match day 2. What do you make of the inclusion of the likes of SAMARTEX ladies, the likes of Oak ladies?
A bit surprised the performance they put out there against lady strikers, that is Oak ladies, after their draw against Hazakes ladies. So they have 3 points or 4 points now at the moment. Hazakes, their defeat to Joanina ladies. SAMARTEX, they still have their 3 points intact, and today they are looking forward to have at least a point. HALIFAX ladies will be knocking at the doors of SAMARTEX to get the 3 maximum points. They are an old side, just that they went out and then they are back again. They are just not a pushover. So SAMARTEX, they have a lot of work to do, and this is their home grounds. So they have to work hard, take their chances in the first 45 minutes, and at least return to Summer Boy with a point or 3 points.
They will definitely not want to go back to Summer Boy empty-handed, and so the idea or the onus falls on SAMARTEX ladies, the technical bench especially, to ensure that they map up a strategy to outdo their opponents, HALIFAX Queens. HALIFAX Queens lost their first match against the defending champions Police ladies. They would want to bounce back and of course bring themselves up in terms of the league table. It's a long way and it's a long process yet. It is not done and dusted, at least not for now. The season just began, and so there's a lot to look forward to when it comes to women football. The same levels that we are seeing in the southern zone are basically the same levels that pertains in the northern zone, where we have the likes of Prisons ladies who would want to also cement a certain level of authority. For this season, the security service teams believe that this is an opportunity for them to make a mark when it comes to women's Premier League. And so Prisons ladies have dared the rest of the teams in the northern zone, whilst we have Ghana Army and Ghana Police ladies also sorting things out in the southern zone. It's not a done and dusted situation yet as to which of the teams are standing out in terms of performance, but obviously week in, week out, Max TV will be bringing to you in the comfort of your home, so wherever you are, the action that pertains in the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League. We've got the first 45 minutes coming up. We also understand that the home fans of HALIFAX Queens are making their way to the grounds here to give them the support that they need, and so we also urge you out there to sit back and relax and enjoy a good afternoon of women football. One other thing I'd like us to touch on briefly before we join the teams are the fact that the Catch Them Young refereeing course seems to be catching up pretty fast. We've seen a couple of them officiate in the Women's Premier League, at least 2 match days. We saw their performances in other competitions. What do you make of the levels that they have achieved right from about a year or 2 or even 3 years ago when this Catch Them Young refereeing began?
It's a course in the right directions to introduce them to the Women's League, let them also officiate in front of a lot or a huge number of supporters. Let's see how confident they are in terms of refereeing or officiating. So far so good. I think they are doing well. There is more room for improvement for them, and hopefully next round, second round, we are going to see a better side of our officiating officials. They've not been bad at all. The players keeps giving them pressure. The game keeps giving them pressure. There is exposure in the Women's Premier League, and I believe that the second round we are going to see a different side altogether with more experienced Catch Them Young referees officiating. We've seen some of our female referees officiating in the men's league, and hopefully these young ones will join them soon, I believe.
Well, there's a lot more in terms of development, not only for women's football, but also for the ladies who are being given the opportunity to hone their skills on live TV. And we are hoping that they will take the advantage of that as well. There's a lot of quality when it comes to women football. And by virtue of the fact that the Women's Premier League is now live on TV, everybody is looking forward to a superlative performance, especially from the teams. All eyes will be on the debutants, SAMARTEX ladies, as they get onto the field in a couple of minutes to take on HALIFAX Queens. And we are all itching and ready and waiting for that game. It beckons in just a couple of minutes, but before we do that, we will take a look at the strengths of the HALIFAX Queens team. We saw them against Police ladies. They showed some potency up front. Maybe luck wasn't on their side on that day, but hey, they also want to believe that if we are going to be playing against a team that has won a match and we are yet to pick up the first 3 points, then the onus will fall on them to do well today.
There is a lot of pressure on them. I think they just have to win this game. Playing against the Black Queens goalkeeper, maybe some of them is their first time that they are going to play against her, so it's not going to be an easy task for them, and it is their first home game against such a strong side. So hopefully SAMARTEX, they will give us that game that we are all anticipating or looking out for. And HALIFAX ladies, like I keep saying, they should take their chances if they want that 3 points from SAMARTEX Queens.
Okay, so the teams are just about getting ready. The officials have joined us on the field of play. The ladies are out, and the reserve players, as it were, waiting in the dugout for their colleagues to get onto the field of play. It's match day action here today from the Macdan Park at Teshi, where the Queens of HALIFAX will be taking on the ladies from Samraboy in a game that is expected to bring the best out of the two sides. Don't forget, SAMARTEX ladies have set a target for themselves, and so have HALIFAX Queens. But which of the teams will reign supreme at the end of the day will be determined right here on this Astro Park, where the two teams will do battle. It's just the commencement of the MALTA Guinness Women's Premier League. We are now getting into a crescendo. We are now getting the build-up into the women's game. And sooner or later, we will be seeing a lot more action. Good luck to the two teams, and may the better side win. We'll see you again at the end of the match. Let's now hand over to our set of commentators who will take it from here.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Macdan Teshi Sports Complex, where we are going to witness quite a very huge encounter this afternoon so far as the MALTA Guinness Women's Premier League is concerned. My name is Esther Abanko. I'm doing this alongside Nanaya. Good to have you with us for the next 90 minutes. It's a huge clash today so far as the match day 2 of the MALTA Guinness Women's Premier League is concerned, as HALIFAX Queens Sporting Club host SAMARTEX FC in the match day 2 of the MALTA Guinness Women's Premier League. Which of these sides would emerge as victorious at the end of the day? Possibly. Do join us. Let's see who would make it. SAMARTEX FC, a side that are debutants in the MALTA Guinness Women's Premier League, having been able to win their match day 1, a triumphant victory that they had over Lady Strikers, will be hoping to replicate what they did on match day 1. But how possible is it as they square off with a side that lost heavily on match day 1, that is HALIFAX Queens? They were beaten in a very humiliating manner by Police ladies by 4-1. A huge afternoon to look out for here. What indeed are the expectations and the stakes at hand?
Yeah, that is what we are going to look for, to see how HALIFAX will be bouncing back from their humiliating loss there against the Police ladies in the match day 1. As you said, Esther, Cecilia Aqua was the only player to get that consolation goal for HALIFAX Queens. Looking at SAMARTEX ladies, and you can see the likes of Sandra Koto and Amina. They are players that up front, they are doing justice for their team. And we'll be seeing how HALIFAX Queens Sporting Club will map up a strategy in terms of their defense, particularly to stop the likes of Amina and Sandra banging in goals But for the goalkeeper for SAMARTEX ladies, Cynthia Colan, much will be on her to see how she's going to map up a strategy in terms of the defensive setup to stop Halifax Queens for getting through their defense.
Well, they have been led by officials who hail from Goso, Kade and Kibi respectively. So these are the 4 officials, Vida, Gloria and then Dede Elizabeth, together with Lovia Bwedua, who is the 4th official. So this is a huge game, and that is why we are going to have these 4 quite experienced referees who would officiate this game for us today. Pre-match rituals went down as these 2 teams look forward to securing its consecutive 2nd victory, whereas the other hoping to ensure that they get their first victory of the season. It's going to be quite a difficult one. Don't forget that other matches have already taken place so far as the match day 2 of the Malta Guinness Premier League is concerned, as a team like Army Ladies in the Security Derby ensured that they beat Police Ladies, the defending champions, by 4 goals, by a lone goal actually. Yeah, so these are the confirmations of the referees that will be in charge of today's encounter. But then let's take a look at our starting lineup for the 2 teams involved. Sonia Kobina Nora will be in goal post for Halifax Queen, Millicent Pokua, Reta Doku for Stina Nyami Eidu, Kunadu Zipora, and then Kezia Ejei, Rashida Al-Hassan, Gloria Fosua, Rahel Akwele Ama, Hannah Boabe, and then Cecilia Aqua. For SAMARTEX ladies, they have the likes of Findip, Cynthia Colan, the goalkeeper of the Ghana Black Queens, Salamatu Mohammed, Mary Kwashi, Elizabeth Adoma, Mary Sapon, Adams, Amina, and then Sandra and Koma, together with the likes of Abigail Patricia and then Dorcas. So it's a huge game to look out for, and this is where to have a goalkeeper who is in charge of the women's senior national team as your number 1 goalkeeper for the afternoon. It's quite a huge game to watch out for. Officials ensuring that everything is in order, because we need to have quite a very great game this afternoon. It's a handful of fans, a working period, but still, Nigeria women's football, attaining the heights that we've always been advocating for. So once again, the confirmation of the referees who would be in charge, and then the 2 captains for the day, Millicent Pokua and then Salamat Mohammed. They would be looking forward to ensuring that their sides win the game today. I'm hoping to see, I'm just itchy to see what SAMARTEX are bringing to bear. Don't forget, they were the side that qualified together for the Southern Zone, and they did that with the female team of Accra Hearts of Folk, that is the Oaks FC, after they had gone through those preliminary round of matches that they played, and then the tournament itself that they hosted, that is the Women's Championship, which was quite huge. So it's going to be a huge one, because for them, they played at home on match day 1, just as Oak ladies played at home. But they ended up, being victorious, whereas Oaks could not win. And they've come on the road, their first away match to be precise, and this is where they will be hoping to ensure that they pick their first away victory as well.
Exactly, match will be dependent from SAMARTEX. They had their first win on match day 1 at their home turf. This is going to be a away match, and they will be looking how to see the away matches being played in this Women's Premier League. But not forgetting that Halifax Queens will also be looking forward to rewrite their wrongs and their first match that they lost heavily to Police Ladies, and you can hear from them and their technical side. This is going to be one interesting match with full of technical abilities from both sides.
Technical abilities as well. Abubakar Nassam, the coach actually of SAMARTEX FC, did indicate that obviously this is his first away game. In terms of the first game that he played for the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League, it was quite a huge and intense one, but it was also a great experience because they won in front of their fans. So he was anxious actually to know what the score was going to be for his side when they play, their first away game. So it's quite a huge one, honestly, and the coach is anxious. What about us?
Yeah, he'll be definitely anxious because this is not easy.
referee would blow her whistle in no time another to get us underway here. Match day 2. Obviously, this is the only game left for match day 2. So we get underway here at the Teshi McDan Sports Complex, where Halifax Queens are playing host to FC SAMARTEX Ladies. So in your shot, Halifax Queens, who are in their traditional yellow, are playing in the first period from left to right, whereas SAMARTEX FC, they are rather playing from right to left. So this is a huge one. Unfortunately, SAMARTEX are starting on the wrong foot as one of their players seems to be down and needs attention.
Yeah, Mary Sapon down there for SAMARTEX Ladies, and the referee calling out the medical team to come and check up on her. That's not how to start up the match for SAMARTEX Ladies, hoping that that injury is not a dent one to worry her. Winston in pain there, and that could be an ankle injury for Mary Sapon. Hoping she will be okay to continue as the medical team aid her out. That's going to be a free kick for SAMARTEX Ladies.
So free kick to SAMARTEX Ladies as Cynthia Colan is in goal post for her side. The first advantage quickly effected by SAMARTEX Ladies. Lovely fit and a free kick.
Oh, as I told you that we are going to see some tactical and technical display here from these two teams. We've just saw SAMARTEX Lady showing us glimpses of what they are made of.
So Captain Millicent Pokwa is behind for SAMARTEX. She sent a long one in, aiming to find her teammate. Unfortunately, this couldn't be on target for SAMARTEX. It's sent in again and it goes wide.
Yeah, pulling up early incursions there from SAMARTEX, and that's a good one, but they need to work out with their finishing. And Halifax Queens have showed us that their defensive ability sometimes not close enough and solid enough, as they lost to Police Ladies 4-1. And SAMARTEX will be looking forward to capitalize on that defensive errors from Halifax.
SAMARTEX taking their time in order to string their passes together. Salamatu Mohammed for SAMARTEX, who gives it away at a very crucial area. It's a strike that goes wide. This was a glorious opportunity that could have given the home side their first goal of the game. Unfortunately, Rita Doku could not make that count for Halifax Queens.
Yeah, that was a defensive blunder there from Salamatu Mohammed, the captain for SAMARTEX, but that should have been a goal for Halifax Queens. Look, misjudged her calculation there, and Rita Doku put her lace through, but not on target for Halifax Queens.
These are rare chances that you get in such matches, and at such one you do, you need to make sure that you get that lead. It's very, very crucial. Other than that, it will come back to haunt you. But hopefully they'll get other one. Even if they don't get, they need to create, because it's very important to do that. They are currently lying on the bottom of the league table for the Southern Zone, having conceded 4 goals on match day 1 when they hosted the defending champions.
Yeah, they'll be looking forward to see bouncing back from their loss. That's why we've seen Halifax also showing SAMARTEX that they are capable of hurting them on their defense. They cause errors at their back line.
SAMARTEX Ladies in possession. Good clearance coming from Captain Millicent Pokwa of Halifax Queens.
A good tidying up there from the captain. Saw the pressure coming from SAMARTEX and he had to do that.
Abigail. And another huge clearance again from Halifax Queens.
Yeah, pressure coming from SAMARTEX, and Halifax Queens are also doing just good in defending their lines. They don't want to give them any easy goal.
Akwete for SAMARTEX. Takes her time, sends it back in once again. It swung across. But then it's beautifully gathered there by Sonia Covenant-Nora for Halifax Queens. And as much as we've played less than 10 minutes, both teams have registered their intent. Nothing but the ultimate target of ensuring that they get the 3 points. A draw might be a fair or decent result to any of these sides, and I'm sure a draw would be something that SAMARTEX would be glad with. But for Halifax, it wouldn't be a good thing at all for them.
Yeah, Esther, you said it all. For SAMARTEX, a draw is going to be a very decent one for them. Coming away to play a draw with Halifax. For Halifax, they will not be settling for a draw. They will be going all out to get their first win.
Abigail for SAMARTEX, and look at how she's been well marked by Millicent Pokua. Halifax Queens. It's swung in once again. Halifax with a chance to get the first goal. Rashida Al-Hassan. After Rita Doku has missed a glorious chance, Rashida again has also missed a chance to have put Halifax Queens in the lead. She wasn't even under pressure.
Not at all. It should have been a goal for Halifax Queens, and I've noticed something about the SAMARTEX ladies. They find it difficult dealing with the crosses coming into their 18-yard box, and I'm here thinking Halifax Queens should just take that opportunity as quickly as possible.
A tassel which SAMARTEX win as they search forward here. But good defensive work there from Faustina Nyami-Edu for Halifax Queens, who would not retrieve. Halifax, a good defending again from their side. A lot of matches have already been played for match day 2 of the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League, and in due time I would make known those results. But the unfortunate news that I'm sure most people would not like to listen to, especially the fans of Accra Hearts-of-Oak, is the fact that their female team over the weekend lost, just as their men team lost as well. So that is one of the results that we had on match day 2. Free kick quickly taken by Halifax Queens, but Elizabeth Adoma manages to find the foot of Patricia, and once again the defense of Halifax Queen does its job. If you look at how they played when they squared off against Police Ladies, you would say that at least there is some sense of urgency in their play today. Yeah,
definitely, and I'm sure there have been some pep talk. They went back to the drawing board to see where they fall short, and they'll be looking to put up their A game in this second game against SAMARTEX, Halifax Ladies.
So Hazakis Ladies, after drawing with Oak FC on match day 1, they lost at home. What just happened? Cynthia not giving into those small spaces. You know, these are the pocket of spaces that, as a goalkeeper, if you do not take care, if you are not cautious enough and you commit a howler, it can obviously prove very costly for your side. SAMARTEX Ladies, but Faustina Nyami-Edu once again comes to the rescue of Halifax Queens defensively. 5-time champions of the Women's Premier League, Hazakis Ladies, they lost by a lone goal at home. Jonina Ladies went there to pick a narrow win, and that means Jonina are currently leading the league table for the Southern Zone. They have 6 points. They beat Hazakis by a lone goal. Lady Strikers beat Oak Ladies by 2 goals to 1. Tamale Super Ladies also lost to Fosu Royal Ladies by 2-1. So these are the matches that were played actually yesterday and the results that churned out of it, and that is where we had the 2 surprises as well. Halifax Queens here on the ascendancy, but SAMARTEX do well to clear, and Halifax will have to go back and regroup.
Well, Esther, talking about Junina Ladies going all the way to Azakes Ladies home to beat them, that is a very, very good win for Junina Ladies. News that I heard that on their way to play with Azakes, they had an accident on their way, but despite that, they were able to go there to beat them. That tells you how mentally tough Junina Ladies are.
The mental fortitude that came along with that victory will be everything that they will have to celebrate. But we wish them well as well.
Yeah.
Free kick to Halifax Queens. As goalless after the first 10 minutes, Halifax Queens 0, SAMARTEX 0. Good header from SAMARTEX defense as they look to once again go forward, something that they would have to do that in a very strategic manner this time around. Halifax captain for SAMARTEX, Salamatu Mohammed, in possession, does well to find Abigail. SAMARTEX taking their time in order to string the passes and then hold on to possession, because that is what is very important as a team. When you hold on to possession, there is no way your opponent can get hold of the ball and then cause a havoc. So, as it's often said, the best form of defense is to attack.
And that's what SAMARTEX Ladies need to do, because they are their way side and they need to take their time, build up from the back, search for the open spaces being left behind of Halifax Queens.
Halifax, but SAMARTEX get the ball to their credit.
Oh, you can see that both teams have not yet really settled in their rhythm, but you can see that Halifax Queens will be fighting for every ball. But that chap there, Salamatu Mohammed, captain of SAMARTEX, tidying up the defensive duties there.
One thing about football is that most often teams that have defenders to be their captains, they always have some form of sanity in their defense, because the captains would always have to make sure that they give good instructions, they lead by example, because any howler from you as a captain means that you are letting the team down.
Exactly. And interestingly, the teams we have here, their captain is coming from the defensive side. Halifax, the captain is the defender, and SAMARTEX too, captain is a defender.
So this is where Cynthia, the Black Queens goalkeeper, having signed 3 years contract for SAMARTEX, means that she would ply her trade with the team for the next 3 seasons. But obviously, should other opportunities come, I'm sure that she would also love to explore as well. SAMARTEX, but then Halifax would take their time to reclaim possession. They need to get to that in order to at least get a goal.
Well, that was some strong defending there done by SAMARTEX ladies. Docas.
Kezia was not expecting of that she could have at least even had that touch after.
Yeah, not only her falling down, but her shin pad also got to fall down too as well. That shows you how strong that defending was done by the SAMARTEX lady.
SAMARTEX, debutants in the Women's Premier League. And Halifax have developed this level of confidence in their defense.
Yeah, SAMARTEX are not really pulling up their strings when they get to the up front there. They've been good so far with a building from the back, but as to with the attacking threat on the defense of Halifax Queens, we've not seen any threat so far. We've done about 16 minutes in the first half, and we are yet to see what SAMARTEX will do up front.
So the first yellow card has been shown to Zipporah Kunedu of Halifax Queens. That's the first yellow card of the game. Kunedu of Halifax Queens. She goes into the book of the referee.
You know, when you have a player in the midfield going into the books of the referee, that is quite a worry for a team.
A huge chance that SAMARTEX ladies had, that they should have gotten the lead through that, and that was from Sandra and Kuma Akoto. It wasn't on target. Had it been on target, that would have been a straight goal because goalkeeper couldn't have found any answers to that. Another one is struck in. This one goes wide. 17 minutes. And at least SAMARTEX would say they are yet to have a shot on target. Halifax Queens, Kezia, she does well. And SAMARTEX clear their lines.
Yeah, that was some timely intervention there from the defense of SAMARTEX.
Rashida, who was hoping to have pounced on that loose ball, couldn't do it in a very swift manner.
Oh, Halifax are probing, but in terms of getting there in their positioning is what we are searching for. Corner being done quickly, but Cynthia says no trouble for her.
Cynthia is fortunate to have been blessed with height. So when it comes to those air balls, she has no problem at all. And that's why sometimes some of these players will love to also, especially the attackers, they will love to diversify and then go with the low drives. Perhaps those ones can do the magic for them. That is, if only you are playing and your opponent have such a goalkeeper that has this huge presence, just like Cynthia does. Free kick to SAMARTEX. And SAMARTEX are actually the female team of FC SAMARTEX, who also play in the Ghana Premier League. As per the new directive that came from the Confederation of African Football that mandated all clubs to ensure that they get female teams, that was when FC SAMARTEX also ensured that they came up with this team, and it indeed must be commended because Cynthia gathers for SAMARTEX.
That's a good communication there from a captain and goalkeeper Cynthia.
Since they played as well in Division 1 in the Southern Zone, they were so much good when it comes to the performance. Lovely fit there. Free kick.
Well, I'm not expecting that ladies can put out that beautiful dribble there.
You don't expect. We are playing a game of football.
Lovely there. A lot of people will not see this from ladies having that quick feet.
Football has evolved globally. Halifax with a long one, which goes straight to goalkeeper Cynthia of SAMARTEX. 20 minutes, and they are yet, both sides are yet to find the back of the net. So SAMARTEX in the 2023-2024 season, they participated in the Western Regional Middle League Champions League. They were actually the Western Regional Middle League champions after they defeated Wisdom Ladies by 3-1. They fought their way through to the top tier of Women's Premier League in the country. And Patricia Yamfo was their top scorer, who scored as many as 10 goals for her side. Salamatu sent it back to her goalkeeper, Cynthia, who does well to locate her captain again. A swift throw with a good control coming from SAMARTEX. A swung in but got saved by Sonia Kobena Nora. SAMARTEX. Halifax are making sure that those pockets of spaces are well closed. Failure to do that means that SAMARTEX will get the lead, because in the last few minutes they seem to have been very dominant.
Yeah, SAMARTEX are probing, and that was a good feed there. Cross, but
another lovely save from Sonia Kobena Nora.
Yeah, lovely one there from the goalkeeper for Halifax. A good feed there from Patricia. Good cross, but equally a good save there from Sonia.
Halifax. Kezia Ejay. Back to Captain Millicent Pokua. Chance of handball. But the referee, who was very close to the incident, says that it wasn't a handball. He's actually closer to it than all of us. So her decision stands.
Exactly, her decision stands. And, you know, you heard that protesting from Halifax. But the game continues, and SAMARTEX looking forward to use that right side, and it's not really helping them. But when they drift to the left side, where they find the likes of Patricia, is where you see much energy.
SAMARTEX, Elizabeth Adoma, but great intervention there from Cecilia Aqua of Halifax Queens. Halifax and Captain Salamatu Mohammed was rightly positioned for SAMARTEX. Abigail taking her time, hoping to find offside. Well, offside against SAMARTEX. You would say that Mary Sapon could not time her run well to perfection.
Yeah, indeed. Mary couldn't time her movement, and that has given the advantage to Halifax Queens. Free kick there, but Mary Sapon should be timing her movement. Many a times you see Elizabeth Adoma and Mary pulling up the strings for them. There they go again, but this time good reading there from Millicent. Back to her goalkeeper. He gets it back.
So Millicent is doing so much well defensively today for her side, Halifax Queens.
And so as Salamatu doing good with the defensive duties for SAMARTEX. So Esther, I told you that if you have defenders being the captain of each side, then you are rest assured that the defensive duties are going to be solid.
So you say that the first 25 minutes, both sides have been very splendid in terms of their defense.
Yeah, exactly.
Throw in, of which SAMARTEX are hoping to do it with a long one. It endears to their benefit again. Other matches would be taking place as well for match day 3 of the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League. SAMARTEX Abigail, even when she ended up, having one of her boots off, she was ready to defend it. So she ensured that it was where it should be in terms of safety.
Yeah, she was not phased there, even though her boot went out. She knew that still the ball is in play. She needs to defend her line.
Salamatu Mohammed for SAMARTEX. Another offside against FC SAMARTEX ladies.
Yeah, the telepathy from Mary Sapon and Amina not going on well. You can see that Amina moved too quickly there.
Would SAMARTEX be able to defend perhaps the seemingly threat in terms of the attack of HALIFAX Queens? Something that they do with ease. HALIFAX Queens. HALIFAX with a chance here. Would they be able to get the first goal? This is a very fragile one.
Not going to trouble Cynthia on that occasion. Very, very feeble shot there. They did everything good, but then again, the final attempt, a feeble one.
So this is actually a derby game for Cynthia. Cynthia is making her debut for FC SAMARTEX ladies since she penned down a 3-year contract with the side. So this is where she would love to have a clean sheet on her debut.
Obviously, yeah. Your first game, and it's away to your home. Definitely you'll be looking forward to put out a very splendid performance. Cynthia Conlan, and obviously should be putting up a good performance. The goalkeeper for the Black Queens, and looking at what she has done, both club and country. She was shortlisted in the FIFA Women's 11. That shows you the pedigree Cynthia has. Penning down for SAMARTEX. Sure is a very, very good deal for the SAMARTEX ladies.
And she had the nomination as a result of her impeccable performance with the senior women's national team of Ghana at the just ended Women's AFCON. And that was where the Black Queens of Ghana came home with the bronze medal. They've made another qualification back to the tournament, which will take place next year. And the target has been, even from the players themselves, at the moment, that they will love to win it this time around. So Coach Abubakar Nassam, having seen those lapses and the gaps that his team, FC SAMARTEX ladies, have had in the first 30 minutes of the game. We'll have to take the advantage of this temporal hold-up in order to once again imbibe into them what his expectations are from them on the field of play. And from all indications and how he kept hammering and retreating in his little pep talk, obviously he thinks they need to do much more better than they are doing at the moment.
Yeah, looking at the players up front for SAMARTEX, with the likes of Amina, Sandra, and even Mary. The coach for SAMARTEX will be looking to see how the players pull up their strings and get through the defense of Halifax Queens. SAMARTEX have a free kick, and this time is going to be Dorcas going to pick up that duty.
So we are left with 15 minutes more for the first half to come to an end. Quite a retake instruction from the referee.
The referee spotted something from Halifax Queens player, which is Rashida, and sure that's going to be the last warning for her.
So Dorcas retakes, it's on target, but Sonia grabs for Halifax Queens.
Well, SAMARTEX have probed enough, swinging in long crosses, but Sonia is responding to SAMARTEX that those long crosses are not going to worry her.
Halifax Queens, Adams Amina. The interesting thing is that Halifax Queens here with a chance to get their first goal, but Cynthia makes herself as huge as she could in order to ensure that she grabs it.
You know, Esther, not just the bravery moment from Cynthia, but look at how intelligent she is. She knew the threat coming, and she just had to go in there to save the day for SAMARTEX.
SAMARTEX have indeed acquired one of the greatest assets. Whenever teams do play in such leagues and in major tournaments, one thing that they would always would love to have is to have a goalkeeper that is very consistent, that can give you the performance that you need. If you have a good goalkeeper and a good defense, you are good to go. Halifax Queens here with another chance, but Kunedu could not get the better side of the defense of SAMARTEX. Salamatu for SAMARTEX. Another throw in. Abigail. Halifax Queens with a huge one sent in, and that is an own goal. A howler, a very unfortunate one, something that Cynthia is so much displeased about. Understandably so. Lack of communication means that they have conceded a goal. Halifax Queens get the first goal here at the Teshi Sports Complex. So that was when it was swung in from Halifax Queens. The defender, because she could not communicate effectively with her goalkeeper, means that that would give Halifax Queens the first lead here, actually the first goal.
Yeah.
But that crossing from Kezia was equally a very inviting one.
Very inviting one from Kezia. Good cross, and such crosses, any touch could cause a goal. And but Mary Annan, not a good communication on the part of her with her goalkeeper Cynthia. Cynthia managed to get something out of that, but the ball was just traveling, and it's an own goal. Halifax Queens will be happy to see that, and that is going to boost their confidence and morale the rest of the minutes of this game. But let's see if you are going to have some good and quick response from SAMARTEX.
These are some of the unfortunate incidents that footballers will not love to experience. But what makes it a bit interesting is the fact that these are also incidents that are quite inevitable as well in the game of football. Halifax Queens, great interception from Abigail. Salamatu back to Abigail, who does well to find Sapon. And Sapon, after escaping away from Faustina, from Millicent Pokua, is brought down. A stand warning coming there from the referee that the next offense means you would be in my beautiful book.
That's a good feed there from Sapon to skip past her marker.
Salamatu swings it in for FC SAMARTEX. But Sonia is rightly rooted at a very good position to gather for Halifax Queens.
Esther, I think the long balls are not working for SAMARTEX. They need to develop a new strategy. The long balls, you've seen a lot of long balls being swung in from SAMARTEX side, but their players up front, Amina, Patricia, Sandra, and Mary, not getting on to that balls. I think just stringing up their passes, working it, but a team where goal could do them better.
Goal kick to FC SAMARTEX. It's a live coverage of the match day 2 of the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League, live on Max TV as Halifax Queens square off with FC SAMARTEX, and the latter are trailing. 38 minutes gone. Halifax Queens are holding on to the lead that they had, actually an own goal. But once that goal is to their advantage, it is their deserved lead.
Of course, a goal is a goal, whether it's from your colleague or whether it's from your opponent side. Definitely Halifax Queens be happy to see that getting at the back of the net.
The decision has been changed actually by the referee, with the advantage going the way of Halifax Queens rather.
For a moment I thought it was an advantage for SAMARTEX, but communication being gone on between the referees and the decision have been changed.
40 minutes. Halifax Queens in yellow 1, SAMARTEX in green 0. And SAMARTEX are actually debutants in the top tier of women's football in Ghana.
Good pressing there from Halifax Queens, not allowing SAMARTEX to build up from the back.
Abigail for SAMARTEX. Back to Sapon. who loses out. Abigail tries to reclaim possession for SAMARTEX, but it wasn't fruitful. Abigail and Captain Millicent. Another free kick to FC SAMARTEX.
Oh, some strong challenge there coming from the captain of Halifax Queens, Millicent Pokua, allowing SAMARTEX to bypass her. SAMARTEX have a free kick.
It's on target, but Sonia is there for Halifax Queens.
I was thinking she should have gone for the other option. Put a cross in so your colleagues can get something on it, but straight to the goalkeeper. Not a good idea from Sandra.
Just to reiterate some of the interesting score lines that we had on match day 2 so far as other matches are concerned in the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League. Ampem Dakwant Ladies beat Ashtown Ladies by 2-0. Northern Ladies lost to FC Savannah by a lone goal. Kumasi Sports Academy drew goalless with Northern Ladies. Prisons Ladies also beat Dreams Ladies by a lone goal. And then Army Ladies beat Police Ladies by a lone goal as well. And then Epiphany Warriors, who lost on match day 1, went on the road and picked maximum 3 points after beating Soccer Intellectuals by 2-0. So these are some of the results that were recorded on match day 2 of the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League. Akwele Tukwashi.
Good tidying up there from Millicent. Very strong on the right side, not allowing SAMARTEX, the likes of Mary Sapon, finding it difficult to bypass Millicent. That's why she has the captain armband on her.
Abigail for SAMARTEX. Tukwashi back to Abigail once again, who does well. Was hoping for Adams Amina to have rather found herself in a very good position. Captain Millicent Pokua, looking at how diminutive but very proactive and productive that she is. She actually reminds me so much of one of the veteran defenders that we've had in Women's Premier League in Ghana, and that one is Janet Ejiri. She was with the Black Queens, a very consistent performer. Offside against Halifax Queens.
You can hear the home crowds here. Not going with a decision coming from the referee. That was it. They have every right to, you know, get on that, but this is the referee doing her job. Halifax Queens are probing. But, I can't say same with SAMARTEX. Anytime they get up front there, in terms of indecisive moments, get on their part.
So for Halifax Queens, they haven't been able to be very direct in terms of their attack when they get to the final third. Although they've created quite a number of chances. If only those chances were utilized, perhaps they might have already gotten 2 goals to their credit.
Esther, you see, when you look at these two sides, if no one tells you that as Halifax Queens who are up by a goal, you won't believe it. they are the side that are fighting for every ball, pressing, even though they are up by a goal. Not really seeing much from SAMARTEX. I don't know if that is a strategy in the game, but if the game ends like this with a score line, it's Halifax are going to carry the day. So you see much from SAMARTEX. Hopefully, maybe after the recess, they might regroup and re-strategize themselves, because Halifax are going to fight for every ball.
2 minutes of additional time. Rashida earlier been given a stern warning from the center referee. And you know that when referees give you such warnings, you should expect a card in your subsequent offense. Salamatu gives away possession, but referee says there was a challenge on her which wasn't a fair one, and as such the free kick should go the way of FC SAMARTEX, who are trailing after 45 minutes. Salamatu for SAMARTEX. It goes back to Salamatu, who finds Mary Kwashi, back to Abigail. Referee has awarded a free kick to Gloria Fosua of Halifax Queens. She stole the ball off the feet of Abigail, but then Abigail ended up with that tumble on her.
I told you that Halifax not allowing SAMARTEX to build up from the back, always pressing them, and that has been a worry on the side of SAMARTEX. They love to build up from the back. They have that slow build-up nature. The likes of Abigail has been very, very good in the left-hand side for SAMARTEX. But let's take a look at the goal again. Oh, what a miscommunication there.
Was the goal that Halifax Queens had, an own goal that Annan scored. And I'm sure this is where she will be so much saddened with the event, knowing that they've put in so much effort only for them to throw through an own goal.
Ball with SAMARTEX. Abigail trying to hold on, but good one there from Millicent. Millicent showing that, but Abigail gets that one back. Salamatu. Return pass being gathered by Kezia, but referee spots an infringement in that process. Free kick to SAMARTEX.
That actually could have given Halifax Queens the second goal. Referee blows her whistle to end proceedings for the first period. It's been a game of chances for both sides. They created the chances, both Halifax as well as FC SAMARTEX ladies. But then it was FC SAMARTEX ladies who ended up scoring an own goal, which meant that Halifax Queens would get the advantage for the first 45 minutes. So the first half ends here at the McDonald Sports Complex. Match day 2 of the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League. Halifax Queens 1, FC SAMARTEX ladies 0.
All right, welcome back from the break. Many thanks for giving us a little bit of your time and indeed spending time with us as we bring you the the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League action from the Magdan Park here in Teshi. It's been an interesting first 45 minutes between the ladies from SAMARTEX, that's SAMARTEX ladies, and the queens from Halifax, that's Halifax Queens. Halifax lead by 1-0 against all odds, but it's been an evenly competitive match, I should say. Chances have been created from both ends, but of course Halifax Queens have been a lot more purposeful going up front, and we've not seen any threat from the ladies of from SAMARTEX as yet, and I'm sure that we will be seeing a lot more in the second half. But Nanajwa is still here with me at pitch side, and I'll find out from her how the first 45 minutes went for her so far. Nana, thank you very much once again for your time. And it's been an evenly competitive first 45 minutes. We've seen action at both ends of the field, but only one goal separates the two sides.
So like we said before the first half or before the game starts, we were saying that there should be a goal here and both teams should take their chances. And of course, SAMARTEX, they are going to the dressing room down, whilst Halifax ladies, they have one at the moment. But the goal, I think that is a hard one for an experienced goalkeeper. I think the defender did well by, she wanted to clear her lines, but unfortunately it ended up in her goal post. And I love the fact that Cynthia came consoling that defender. It's one of the key things we are looking for in the Women's League. We have to encourage the players, and that is what she did. So first 45 minutes, so far so good. I think both goalkeepers, they've been active from end-to-end action.
Both goalkeepers have been in action. We've seen a lot of clearances, especially from the defense of Halifax Queens. They've tried to put pressure on SAMARTEX ladies. It hasn't yielded the positive results as yet, but at least we've seen a lot of constant communication between the ladies of the Queens of Halifax, especially when they're going forward. They've put their opponents under some amount of threat. And of the two goalkeepers, I think Cynthia, the Black Queens goalkeeper, has been the busier of the two sides. And for the for her opposite number, it's just a matter of making sure that she mops up what her defense will do. They clear their lines to the best of their lines to the best of their ability. But going into the second 45 minutes, one gets a clear indication that there's going to be a lot more thrust forward, especially from both sides. Halifax Queens may be up by 1-0, but it's not a done deal yet. And the ladies from Samra Boy can come back into the game and come back into the game strong. The defense of Halifax Queens again has a lot of steady experience, and so we've seen some easy clearances from them. Can't say the same for the ladies from SAMARTEX. But you have watched the game from the sidelines, and you have also seen the input of the two technical benches. Which of them would come out stronger, and what would be the game plan for both sides?
I think from the second half, we are going to see a more of defensive work from SAMARTEX because of the mistake or the holler that happened. So they are coming in to clear their lines. If you look at Halifax Queens, their captain, she has been the busiest among them all. It's like she's coaching and she's clearing the lines for Halifax Queens. So technically, I think she has been the best on the field of play as in captain. She's operating well this afternoon. So hopefully, when Halifax return, we are all going to see a more of attack, because they want to double up their goals, because they conceded 4 against the defending champions. So they are just not looking for the 3 points, but I think they are looking for more goals to get that something on the league table. And for SAMARTEX ladies, they are going to open up the game. They are going all out to at least get a point or 3 points to return to Summer Boy with.
It's not been a fight in vain, especially for both sides. If we take a look at the fact that SAMARTEX ladies also created a few of the chances, they got into enemy territory. but they just could not find the rhythm. The finishing has not been the best from there. We also realized that because the captain for Halifax Queens is operating on the right-hand side from the build-up, and of course she's also operating in front of the technical bench. She's receiving a lot of one, encouragement from the coaches, but two, she's also been getting a lot of direction, and she's been using that to support the ladies anytime they go up front. Cynthia, the Black Queens goalkeeper, has not been under any threat. Of all the threats that she had to deal with, she smothered nicely and she passed with distinction. That howler, unfortunately, has only let her side down by one. But they are not out of it. Second half beckons, and it also tells us clearly that they would want to go into the game with a lot more encouragement, especially from the wings, where they seem to be getting a lot of the game plan going on. We've seen a few crosses from the left-hand side of the attack for the SAMARTEX ladies. Again, they have not been able to deal with it as effectively as but again, there's a lot more action to share with you viewers in the second half. Again, let's take a look at the presence of the Queen's goalkeeper. Has that been some form of a deterrent for the attackers of Halifax Queens to throw a lot more at her?
No. They've pushed, they've forced, and that got them the goal. If you look at the build-up that got them the goal, there is no threat in it. Okay. I believe that she's also taking it cool, and we are looking at developing women's football. She's not just playing for SAMARTEX, but as time goes on, I see her tapping the backs of Halifax Queens players. So we are here building women's football. She hasn't been a threat to the attackers of Halifax Queens. I don't see that as a threat. They've been pushing on her until they got that goal. If you look at the corner that they got, the cross that they got, she made a decent save.
Sure.
She was not under a threat, and then the defenders or the attackers of Halifax Queens, they are also pushing hard to get a goal.
Well, I think it's been a straight walk in the park for her, and we are only hoping that we're going to see a lot more performances, especially from the ladies from Samramboy, because obviously there's a lot entailed in this game. Second half beckons, the players are getting back onto the field, and let's all sit back and relax, and we walk you through the second 45 minutes. At the end of the full time, we will tap the resource of the technical bench, the coaches, to find out exactly what the game plan was. Sit back and relax. This is the second half of the game.
Welcome back to the McDanteshi Sports Complex, match day 2 of the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League. The second half underway here after a very palpitating first half where Halifax Queens had the lead, and that was through an own goal. So that means those who have all to do a whole lot of the work in the second period would have to be FC SAMARTEX Queens. They would have to possibly get the crucial equalizer as the first step before thinking of perhaps getting the match winner. But what exactly have been the message from the two technical bench? What did they tell them to do? Game management will be key for Halifax Queens, whereas precision, direct attack, and good resilience, both defensively and in midfield, would equally be the message. On the other hand, for FC SAMARTEX, the debutants in the Women's Premier League. The referee awaits, at least trying to give FC SAMARTEX a minute in order to finalize their pep talk ahead of the second half.
Yeah, we ought to see a different side from SAMARTEX ladies coming into the second half.
So we get underway for the second half. In the second half, Halifax Queens in yellow are playing from right to left, whereas SAMARTEX in green are playing from left to right. Halifax Queens. Cecilia Aqua's run is well halted there by FC SAMARTEX. Elizabeth Adoma. Kwashi for SAMARTEX. But Cecilia Aqua sends it in once again, and Cynthia Colon gathers for FC SAMARTEX.
I see the way the cross was swung in there from Halifax Queens, and you had about 2 players following up. That's a good move there from Halifax, but good reading from Cynthia, goalkeeper for SAMARTEX.
SAMARTEX. But Halifax will do it through Rita Doku, who sprints forward. Rita manages to send it in. She found Kezia, but Kezia's control was not done in good precision, allowing FC SAMARTEX to clear their lines. Halifax with another attack in, of which Mary Sapon did well to save the situation for FC SAMARTEX, which lasted for only some few seconds as Halifax Queens come again. Free kick.
Halifax Queens are probing very, very well, and SAMARTEX are finding it difficult in dealing with their defensive duties. Take a look here. SAMARTEX trying to go in there, but her own colleague stepped in that way. There's going to be a substitution on the part of FC SAMARTEX. Sure, their coach have seen things are not really working well.
Caroline Tandor is coming in for FC SAMARTEX ladies. So it's actually a double substitution. Amina Zeblem has also been introduced by FC SAMARTEX. Desperate moments require great measures, and that is what FC SAMARTEX ladies have done, hoping that the substitution can make an impact for them. Halifax Queens. Kezia sent it back to Rahel, and Cynthia was impeded upon there, an action that she wasn't pleased with.
But Esther, in as much as Cynthia not looking good with that challenge there, but where are the defenders of SAMARTEX ladies? We have about 4 Halifax Queens in the 18-yard box for Halifax, and you can't see any defender for SAMARTEX, leaving all their goalkeeper to just handle that. That is a worry for SAMARTEX ladies.
It's actually their style of vote of confidence in their goalkeeper. So 50 minutes gone. Halifax Queens 1, SAMARTEX 0. Zipporah. And Halifax Queens will get this to their credit again.
They're having that slow build up, Halifax, and they are inching closer. SAMARTEX needs to be careful.
It's free kick. This time around going the way of the away team. And Cynthia volunteers to effect it for FC SAMARTEX. Millicent wins that hustle. Kwashi for FC SAMARTEX. SAMARTEX. Great interception there from Halifax Queens. Rahel Ama.
You can see that.
Sometimes some of these challenges are so much needed, you know.
Yeah, exactly. She has to do that for her team. And the SAMARTEX player was looking to pull the trigger, but there was a brave movement there from a player from Halifax Queens, Faustina Edu.
So Halifax Queens also have these beautiful soldiers awaiting their turn, another to help manage the game for their side.
And a good tidying up there from Faustina Edu for Halifax Queens.
The Malta Guinness Women's Premier League. Halifax. Another throw-in going the way of FC SAMARTEX, who are actually currently trailing here. They will love to get the equalizer.
Yeah, SAMARTEX would love to get an equalizer, but Halifax Queens are not allowing them to get that equalizer, making it difficult for them. And as you said, Esther, it's all about the management of the game on the side of Halifax Queens. That's what we are going to see much from them in the second half. SAMARTEX will throw everything at them to see if they can get the equalizer.
Rashida Al-Hassan for Halifax Queens. SAMARTEX. Sonia comes out for Halifax Queens. FC SAMARTEX. Throw in Cecilia Aqua. Thought of safety as the first precautionary measure in that instance. Go kick.
Halifax Queens will be very much pleased to see that ball going out of play. In a moment there, it was SAMARTEX were pressing them. Good play there from Millicent.
Halifax doing so much well in that regard tonight to ensure that they string those passes together.
And their captain of their side, Millicent, has been very solid. Both defense and common situations for Halifax.
Kwashi for FC SAMARTEX, 55 minutes gone. The Malta Guinness Premier League. Coverage of the league began in the 2021-2022 season. That was after, through the leadership of the current FA president, Mr. Kate Okreku, women's football began to get the attention and the coverage that it truly deserves, just as it's done for the Ghana Premier League. And since then, IMAX Media, particularly Max TV, They've come on board and ensured that football, women's football for that matter, was brought to the doorsteps of every football-loving fan. Goal kick to FC SAMARTEX, who are actually racing against time here at the Magdan Teshi Sports Complex. FC SAMARTEX Patricia, but because her run was not purposefully done, it means that Halifax Queens would rather get that to their credit.
It seems things are not really working well for SAMARTEX ladies, and yeah, they can't even keep up with their passes. There they go again, SAMARTEX. Pass well blocked there from Halifax Queens. The strategy from SAMARTEX, if Halifax are to get a counter, gonna be on the Warren side, and there they go.
Halifax here with a chance to double their lead, but goalkeeper Cynthia comes out and grabs it for FC SAMARTEX.
Now you can see that how many defenders are we seeing in the 18-yard box, but we have 3 yellow-shirted females from Halifax, and they'll be going to fight for every ball, leaving only Salamatu to be dealing with 3 players. You can't say the same with Halifax. They have a way of communicating from defense to their goalkeeper, and it seems things are working for them with their defensive duties. But with SAMARTEX, many a times they leave a lot of space for Halifax to exploit the back of their defense, and that is a worry on the part of SAMARTEX, particularly with their defensive setup. There they got on the books of the referee, SAMARTEX player.
The second yellow card of the game. So that means SAMARTEX would have to ensure that they tread cautiously, at least for the remaining minutes of the game. Sapon. Cecilia Aqua for Halifax Queens. Cecilia just couldn't find Rashida Al-Hassan, of which Elizabeth Adoma gets it for FC SAMARTEX. Kezia Ajay, she wins a throw in.
Look at both sides, you see the difference. Anytime Halifax get on the ball and they are in possession with the ball.
So it was actually Elizabeth Adoma who had the yellow card for FC SAMARTEX ladies.
Yeah, Halifax seems to be very purposeful anytime they're in possession of the ball, but SAMARTEX not seeing much from them in today's game. Halifax player couldn't really keep the ball, but wins a free kick in a position where, if delivered well and get a very good connection, might be the second goal for Halifax Queens. SAMARTEX ladies have some defending to do.
Cynthia with some instructions to her players ahead of that free kick of Halifax Queens. Have an hour left more for proceedings to come to an end here at the Magdan Teshi Sports Complex. It's the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League. Halifax Queens 1, FC SAMARTEX ladies 0. The free kick is at a very glorious area. A short one taken, but the wall does its job for FC SAMARTEX ladies. Halifax Queens go again, but Cynthia does well to save for FC SAMARTEX. And FC SAMARTEX are actually yet to be very clinical up front. Goal kick.
Wasteful effort there from SAMARTEX, and it's a worry for them. But then again, their technical side effecting another substitution for SAMARTEX. Player number 11, Mary Sapon, coming out for player number 15, Frida Mono, coming in.
So that is actually the third substitution of FC SAMARTEX. They get a chance here, but she slips. Just when she was about to unleash, she slips. Salamatu doing so much well in that regard. She has actually been very, very phenomenal today for FC SAMARTEX.
If you tell me to take one player out in the defense of SAMARTEX, who have done extremely well, Salamatu Mohammed, the captain for SAMARTEX, always there to tidy up situations for SAMARTEX.
FC SAMARTEX, and there you would have, they are just unable to be very little up front.
Well, when you look at the defense of Halifax Queens, what I've noticed is fatigue setting in, and if SAMARTEX make use of this opportunity, they can also get something.
SAMARTEX here with the chance. Would they be able to at least get that equalizer? SAMARTEX back to Monu, who sent it in, but goalkeeper Sonia Kwabanat Nora
It's a very good goalkeeping there from Sonia, but good play there from SAMARTEX. Frida with that cross in, too straight to the goalkeeper. No problems for Sonia to deal with that.
You would say that this is actually their first shot on target.
Yeah.
And that tells you how sluggish they've been up front.
Very, very much sluggish from SAMARTEX. Not really seeing much from Amina. Sandra Mary is out already, and things are not working well for them. Brought on Frida. Frida just got their first shot on target. That Sonia also equally good reading from Sonia Corbin, and the goalkeeper for Halifax Queens. Halifax Queens will see if they can go on to stop the threat coming from SAMARTEX. The introduction of fresh limbs from SAMARTEX. We're looking to cause some threat and problems on the defense of Halifax Queens. If they are to get the equalizer, you might see a different game. See the two teams who open up, and we can see them exploiting the spaces behind them. But in the meantime, it's Halifax Queens on top.
The only time that Sonia was called to action is when she felt she needed to be treated. SAMARTEX go again, hoping to rather prove much more better in this regard.
When you look at Halifax, their setup, they have a lot of players in the midfield. They've seen that SAMARTEX love to play from the back, and they try to go through with Elizabeth Mary and Salamatu. So they overcrowd that side so that SAMARTEX cannot really play from that side and position. So it's been difficult for SAMARTEX to even be purposeful with their attack, because that's where you're going to see Elizabeth Mary and Salamatu stringing their passes to give in that floating passes into the 18-yard box of Halifax, and it's not going well for SAMARTEX. I would say Halifax have done a great job in stopping the spaces and the play coming from SAMARTEX.
As we approach the 70th minute, SAMARTEX will still have to ask the right questions from the defense of Halifax Queens if they should stand the chance of drawing parity here. Great block from Halifax Queens, and another save by Sonia for Halifax Queens.
There's a similar one that Frida had just a minute ago, and that's from the same position, and the height is good for Sonia to gather that up. I'm going to trouble her. She's been good so far in terms of goalkeeping for Halifax Queens in this game. Can't say the threat from the attack from SAMARTEX not being potent enough.
Halifax Kunedu, who is on a yellow card, has to be very, very careful.
Yeah, Zipura Kunedu has to be very, very careful. Already on a yellow card, and sure, any harsh tackle from her, I see the second yellow. Red card might follow. But all in all, Halifax Queens, they need to hold on. If they cannot get the second goal, they need to hold on. But the setup from SAMARTEX, they seem to be eager to get the equalizer, and you see that their defensive setup, if Halifax Queens should get a counter, might see trouble on the side of SAMARTEX.
The coordination haven't really been pinpoint from FC SAMARTEX up front in terms of the attackers. They've not shown too much zeal and purpose up front, and that has enabled Halifax Queens to rather be very purposeful and then try to create more chances that could equally get them the goals. It's free kick to Halifax Queens. Kunedu manages to send in a long one there, but Salamatu, who has been that huge defender in the back line of FC SAMARTEX.
She'll be doing all the job for SAMARTEX in terms of their defense, but you can say same with her colleagues up front. The defender and their captain is doing so much well, being solid in terms of defense for SAMARTEX, but the attackers have been quiet.
And Halifax, they are yet to effect a substitution though. So for the technical bench to hold on means that they've seen that at least those who started are really holding on the fort. It's free kick to FC SAMARTEX at a very advantageous area.
Yeah, good skill there from SAMARTEX player.
Amina Zeblim.
As she noticed that the pressing nature coming from the defender of Halifax.
A very clumsy tackle there.
Yeah.
Which shouldn't have happened in the first place, because that place is quite a very strategic area. Anything can happen if only it's well affected.
Yeah, they need to take their chances. SAMARTEX ladies. Free kick in a very, very dangerous place, and being connected well, maybe we might see Sonia struggling if this free kick for SAMARTEX is on target.
So Sonia is actually well charged, looking forward to having a very solid backline and a wall before that free kick of FC SAMARTEX, of which Patricia is about to take for them, would be taken. It's one gain and a beautiful save from Sonia.
And you can hear from the home crowds, you know, they are very, very much delighted to see that save. Free kick from Elizabeth Adoma. You know, that was a decent free kick from SAMARTEX, but equally a good save there from Sonia. Spotted the direction, and beautiful save there from Sonia. And Halifax Queens are just not allowing SAMARTEX ladies to get past or get anything past them, from their defense to their goalkeeping department. They have been solid.
So this is the first corner kick of when it comes to the second half, though. This is actually the first corner kick for Halifax Queens.
See how
and their captain
takes her time. No pressure.
Millicent has fancied to rather effect it for her side. FC SAMARTEX would have to defend this well to avoid conceding the second goal. That was actually a chance for them to have taken their time and to have gone for a very precise counter. FC SAMARTEX. Mary Kwashi still goes forward, sends it in. Goalkeeper Sonia comes out.
Very good reading there. Very good
well
reading.
Met with applause from the fans.
Very good reading there from Sonia.
She's so flexible. Her agility.
Yeah.
Actually, so far, if you look at the metrics of Mesre, the good goalkeeper, you wouldn't say Sonia has fallen short of any of those qualities.
Not at all. Equally a good run there from the left side from SAMARTEX ladies. But Sonia.
Pashi to Monu, who is dispossessed. But FC SAMARTEX get it back. And that was done through Mary Annan, the lady who scored the only own goal that FC SAMARTEX are hoping to get the equalizer to. Cecilia Aqua. Monu sends it to Ziblim. But referee requests that it should rather be a free kick that should go the way of FC SAMARTEX. Another long one in with no direction and no purpose, and that has been the summation of the performance of FC SAMARTEX this afternoon.
Very poor on the occasion of FC SAMARTEX. The free kick being done by Dorcas. Lacked that direction, lacked that purpose. Not direct enough. Floating in a free kick, long balls. You need to get the ball, get into your colleagues, where your colleagues are positioned. That is a rightful thing to do. But wasting that opportunity from FC SAMARTEX, Halifax will always be happy to see them doing that.
Sonia was called upon there. And she does it well. So Halifax Queens suffered a humiliating 4-1 defeat to defending champions Police Ladies on match day 1 of the MALTA GUINNESS Women's Premier League. Cecilia Aqua overhits that earlier pass that she had. The substitution, the first of the day for Halifax Queens. Hannah Boabin. She has been replaced by Rebecca Tete. Hannah Boabin is actually a former player of Berry Ladies. One of the experienced players that we also have in the domestic league. Cecilia Aqua. "13 minutes more for FC SAMARTEX to negotiate for better results here." Halifax Queens. Gloria Fosua. But Dorcas has actually defends it for FC SAMARTEX.
See how Salamati calms things down for FC SAMARTEX. But then
FC SAMARTEX go again. But she shows too much of it to Sonia, who was so swift enough to come out and gather.
She's been very good in reading what is happening on the pitch.
Kunadu loses out to Kwashi of FC SAMARTEX. Zeblim, but is well cleared once again. We've actually not seen too much of precision from FC SAMARTEX up front so far.
Not at all. They are looking to probe, but Halifax Queens are not going to allow them. Clearance there, forcing a throw for SAMARTEX.
Zeblim back to Monu, and Kwashi sent it in. Corner kick. The first of the second half to SAMARTEX.
Let's see if SAMARTEX can make this one count. They're having a corner kick, and Halifax Queens will also get on their defensive duties.
And very soon Halifax Queens would introduce Jamila as well into the game. It's sent in, but lashed wide. Goal kick to Halifax Queens. So Jamila is coming in for Halifax Queens. She's taking the place of Kezia Ajay. So that means Jamila has the next 10 minutes to help the team. Kunedu for Halifax as Halifax Queens search forward. Halifax, Gloria Fosua. The free kick is given the way of Kwashi of FC SAMARTEX.
And you can see from the captain of Halifax Queens, Millicent, disagreeing on the decision of the referee. SAMARTEX cannot really even build up from the back. It's been difficult for them. Halifax
Queens here on the ascendancy. Cecilia Aqua for Halifax Queens, but she couldn't ensure that she keeps it in play for her side. Goal kick as Cynthia swiftly goes for the ball and tries to effect it for FC SAMARTEX. They have only 8 minutes here.
8 minutes here for FC SAMARTEX to equalize and get back in the game. 8 minutes
if
for
they
Halifax.
Fail to get the equalizer, that means as one of the debutants in the southern zone, they would also taste a defeat just as Oak FC have done. But for them, you would say that they at least won their first game against Lady Strikers. But then, their quest to win the second game seemed to have been a very huge task here so far. Kwashi for FC SAMARTEX.
So you can see that FC SAMARTEX trying to probe there, but player being out the process. Oh, we see the red card being flashed on Halifax Queens player.
Faustina Nyame is actually Deborah Zipporah Kunedu.
Yeah, she was
already on a yellow card. And I
yeah.
even indicated that she needs to tread very cautiously because that yellow card meant that any other attempt that doesn't meet the satisfaction of the center referee would see her being sent off.
Yeah, just as we said, and I always say that Zipporah Kunedu, known for her robustful nature, and I was thinking that technical side of Halifax Queens should have substituted her. I was thinking they should have taken Zipporah off when they were taking Hannah, but this is going to call for a tactical switch from Halifax Queens. Well, let's see if SAMARTEX can capitalize on that, the disadvantage of Halifax Queens. Or they have free and start that.
So FC SAMARTEX have an advantage in terms of one more player, but in terms of the time, they did not have that advantage because they have only 5 minutes. Salamatu for FC SAMARTEX. The referee had already blown her whistle.
Yeah, there's a tussle there.
Sonia, the under-20 goalkeeper, did well to grab it at first, but she ended up splitting it as well.
Yeah. But look at how Halifax
She was actually saved by the ball.
Yeah. The Halifax defender was also there to also fight. Look, she even turned to be the goalkeeper.
Some moments of self-consciousness there. When the second goalkeeper wouldn't have caused any, the match would have also caused a red card.
Yeah. She's going to fight for her team.
We nearly had that Luis Suarez incident.
Yeah.
Sonia, who has been very impeccable on the day for Halifax Queens, her performance has ensured that they, at least at the moment, have a clean sheet to their credit, something that they failed to do on match day 1. It was a total overhaul, annihilation from defending champions, Police Ladies.
There's going to be a substitution on the part of SAMARTEX ladies. Abigail coming out for player in the number 26 jersey, Gifty. York also coming in for FC SAMARTEX.
3 minutes left.
Clock is ticking.
You would say that obviously the home side would be happy with the time, and that will be the exact opposite for the visiting side, who traveled all the way from the western region, hoping to have left here with a great result. Free kick.
Strong challenge there coming from Mariana for SAMARTEX. But center referee says it's going to be a free kick for FC SAMARTEX.
It was Rita Doku who went in for that strong challenge. Dorcas to Anan, back to Salamatu, who finds Kwashi. Kwashi surges forward. It's a throw in, unless the referee decides otherwise.
Halifax Queens have been very solid, and there's a player down for Halifax Queens, hoping to check if everything is okay with her, and the way she is moving, the medical team needs to check up on her. Player in the number 10 jersey, Rashida Al Hassan.
I thought she was the one who was ruling uncontrollably.
Yeah, she was rolling uncontrollably, but
I'm surprised she has really stood up very swiftly too.
Yeah,
it was not even attended to.
I was thinking the medical team will well, maybe that could be some antics coming from her.
One of the veterans of the game once said that one of the greatest actors that we have, aside those that have it as a profession, is footballers. You look at how she grabbed it in style.
Yeah.
Sonia is so unperturbed. Her confidence level in goal post, it's really admirable.
Just lovely to see her do it so easily. Sonia Kobina, goalkeeper for Halifax Queens.
So it's actually 4 minutes of additional time before we end proceedings here. Free kick. And that strong message from the referee to Salamatu. Be careful. Be careful. That means she wouldn't hesitate to take any further decisions subsequently.
Salamatu was telling the referee that it was a dive from the Halifax Queen player, but referee spotted that illegal foul from Salamatu. And Cynthia needs to map up a strategy with her defensive colleagues not to allow the second goal from Halifax Queens.
A second goal would mean it's a done deal for Halifax Queens.
Halifax player down, and it's time. Player will need some medical attention. I'm sure this is not going to be the antics we saw some minutes ago.
So this is actually one of the days that things haven't gone the way of FC SAMARTEX, who were so much enthusiastic heading into this game, hoping that they could have at least picked a decent score line. A draw, it's something that they would have so much appreciated. And what would make the situation so much miserable for them is the fact that they conceded through an own goal.
That's a painful one. The SAMARTEX ladies are pulling up their strings, but not enough to hit the defense of Halifax Queens. Not being potent, not being direct, not being purposeful. There's Halifax, who will be the happier side if the referee to blow her whistle.
Halifax Queens with another chance, which goes wide. So 30 seconds more for referee to blow her whistle here. But Halifax would rather go again through this incursion. The ball has to go the way of FC SAMARTEX, who the referee has flagged that it was indeed an offside situation there.
How
the referee has actually had a very eventful second period to do. Halifax, Salamatu for Halifax. They need to send it in as swift as they can, but this goes out.
Sure, that is going to
the referee haven't looked at her clock.
Sure, that was the last kick for SAMARTEX ladies, and you could see the referee blowing her whistle in a moment from now.
Sonia, the goalkeeper of Halifax Queens, has really helped the team in order to secure their first maximum 3 points of the season. Halifax Queens have managed to get the home win here. It's 3 points and a goal, and their heroine on the day, Sonia Pabana Nora, she really stood up to the occasion, did come up with some great and massive saves, another to ensure that the only goal that they scored in the first half was indeed well protected. A derby day for Cynthia Coland, the goalkeeper of Ghana Black Queens, ended in a defeat. So it ends here at the Magdan Teshi Sports Complex after 90 minutes. It is Halifax Queens 1, FC SAMARTEX Ladies 0. And Nora has been adjudged as the MVP of this game. Thanks so much for joining us for this wonderful game. Do join us again for match day 3 of the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League. Good evening. I am Esther Bankwade this alongside Nana Yao.
"90 minutes of action is over here at the Teshi Magdan Park, and it's ended in victory for the Queens of Halifax, as I like to call them. They endeared themselves to the game. They played very well. They took their chances. That solitary goal separated the two sides. Nana Adwoa, first of all, was the second half what you expected?
Yes, SAMARTEX, they were up front, they were doing well, but unfortunately the finishing was their problem. And then the goalkeeper Sonia, she has been outstanding for this game, clearing the backs for Halifax Queens. So she makes the difference here by preventing SAMARTEX Queens to get a point or at least a win back to Samaboy.
Okay, we'll be finding out from the technical benches of the two sides how the game went. We will start off first with the head coach of the SAMARTEX ladies. Solid game they played, but unfortunately luck wasn't on their side and the finishing was not the best that they would have wished. But I've been joined by the head coach of SAMARTEX ladies. Coach, first of all, it's been a very tough game, 90 minutes of action. You have ended the game with a loss. Does that derail your plans for the season?
Not at all, not at all.
Okay.
This is just the second match of the season. And we didn't do badly, though we lost.
Sure.
They had the chances and they utilized one of it. It was unfortunate.
Sure.
But we created chances, but we couldn't utilize it. So it was not a bad game, though we lost.
Okay. Which means that there's a lot more positive things to take from this game.
Yes, there's a lot positives to take. Yeah.
I see. Okay. You've had at least a taste of the Women's Premier League at the topmost level. Is it a competition that SAMARTEX ladies can withstand?
Yes.
From what you've seen so far?
Yes, from what I've seen so far. We just need a little bit of work and to improve on certain departments of the game, and we really compete very well.
I see. All right. Well, Coach, it's tough luck, but thank you very much for talking to us. We wish you the best of luck in your next game.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. So, Coach believes that there is still a lot of room for improvement. Let's find out from the head of the Queens of Halifax how the game went. Remember, they lost the first match of the season by 1-4 against the defending champions, Police ladies. Coach, it's good to see you. Congratulations. After the first match, your assistant told us that you will bounce back and bounce back stronger. Is this the bouncing back?
Yes, this is the bouncing back.
Okay.
But we still have a lot to do. You could see the game. We went down by a woman, but we fought. It is the fight and the determination that won us the game. So we are still on it. We'll train harder, come back stronger, and then fight harder.
Is the plan to win the league?
Yes, it is. Every team wants to win the league, and we are also fighting hard to win it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Coach Dora Zuta, thank you very much for talking to us. We wish you the very best and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So, Coach says that yes, there is still room. The sky is the limit, and they're looking forward to a lot more positivity when it comes to the game. If there's one lady who endeared herself to the crowd here, and everybody kept clapping for her from start to finish, is the lady that was in goal for Halifax Queens. She's played her part, and she's been voted as the most valuable player. Madam, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Match no, net say.
Oh, match no, na good pa. Although, I want the ni na me. First of all, I say, but me yankopon because say yankopon anka into me the match.
But my opponents no are SAMARTEX ladies. Osha na omo ho ne eso chen mo.
Na eso chen, but and upon there anka yes more goals, but here's the case like you lose more chances and say the anka more than one goal.
I see. My first match na nko ye mo lose. Eba match we mo den na mo ka kire mo ho.
Yeah, catch you who say you work hard because the previous match was the performance was very poor. See, I would say extra training. So now na this year no ama victory and then.
Nti ene victory no any award here we as the most valuable player no. Kwan ben so na ebe boa mo come next matches.
Okay. Never boa ni say you keep hard training. Any more training and never boa my then even funny matches.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so that's the most valuable player of the game. Now, Nana, just before we wrap up, of course, we've seen a wonderful performance from the two sides today. Unfortunately, one side had to win. Unfortunately, one side had to lose and another side had to win. What do you make of the level of the performance? I was with you on match day 1. I was with you 2 days ago when we saw Army played Police. Are the standards high enough?
Yes, it's there, and for Halifax Queens, they couldn't have disappointed their supporters that came here to cheer them on. And then I don't want to be in the shoes of Sonia to play against Black Queens goalkeeper and to be adjudged the best player of that game means a lot to her.
But she herself, you know, at the under 20 level, she's made a name.
Yes,
as the national goalkeeper.
It might be her first time facing the Black Queens goalkeeper. So it is a good feeling, and I think she will build on that to their next game. And for Halifax Queens, they should prepare for other opponents because now they have the 3 maximum points. Any opponent they are going to face, they've watched their game and technically they will come strong at them. With SAMARTEX Queens going back home, I believe that their next game they are not going to disappoint their supporters. It is their first away game, and I believe they've picked a lot, they've learned a lot going back, and they will come back stronger against any opponent, clear their lines with their defense. I believe how can sometimes if you watch their game, Halifax players, they were in their 18-yard box and you won't see any SAMARTEX defenders. It speaks a lot. So I think technically they are going to work on their defense and come back stronger.
Come back stronger should be the order of the day, especially for the teams that lost. They're bouncing back with wins. Congratulations once again to Halifax. They lost on match day 1. They have regained some 3 points today. The league continues in earnest, and there are wonderful pairings and exciting matches coming up. All you need to do is to stay tuned and glued to Max TV, where the southern zone of the MALTA Guinness Women's Premier League will be brought to you in the comfort of your homes. My name is Prince Anand. Thank you very much on behalf of the entire crew that made this possible. We're handing you over back to our studios and we're saying bye-bye from the Macdan Park here in Teshi.
But for the goalkeeper for SAMARTEX ladies,
other matches have already taken place so far as the team like Army ladies officials ensuring that we've been advocating for. So once again, the confirmation of the referees would be the only game left for match day 2. So we get underway here at the Teshi Magdan Sports Complex, where Halifax Queens are playing host to FC SAMARTEX ladies. So in your shot, Halifax Queens, who are to string their passes together. Salamati Mohammed for SAMARTEX, who gives it away at a very crucial area. It's a strike that goes wide. This was a glory. Halifax Queens. It's swung in once again. Halifax with a chance to get the first goal.
Been a goal for Halifax Queens, and I've noticed something about the SAMARTEX ladies. They find it difficult.
As you would say, they are yet to have a shot on target. Halifax Queens, Kezia, she does well. And SAMARTEX, clearly, they seem to have been very dominant.
Yeah, SAMARTEX are probing, and that was a good feed there. Cross, but
another lovely save from Sonia Kwabena
for Halifax. A good feed there from Patricia. Good cross, but equally a good save there from
The interesting thing is that Halifax Queens here with a chance to get their first goal, but Cynthia, as she called, in order to ensure that she grabs it.
Moment from Cynthia, but look at how intelligent she is.
Halifax Queens with a huge one sent in, and that is her own goal. A howler, a very unfortunate one, something that Cynthia is so much displeased. Get the first goal here at the Teshi Sports Complex. So that was what Halifax Queens, the defender, because she could not communicate, means that would give Halifax Queens the first, but that crossing from Kezia was equally a very inviting one.
Very inviting one from Kezia.
To end proceedings for the first period. It's been a game of chances for both sides. They created the chances, both Halifax as well as FC SAMARTEX ladies. But then it was FC SAMARTEX ladies who ended up scoring an own goal, which meant that Halifax Queens would get the advantage for the first 45 minutes. So the first half ends here at the Magdan Teshi Sports Complex, match day 2 of the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League. Halifax Queens 1, FC SAMARTEX ladies 0. So we get underway for the second half. In the second half, Halifax Queens in yellow are playing from right to left, whereas SAMARTEX in green are playing from left to right.
If Halifax are to get a counter, gonna be on the Warren side, and there they go.
Halifax here with a chance to double their lead, but goalkeeper SAMARTEX.
Now you can see that how many defenders are we seeing in the 18-yard box, but we have 3 yellow-shirted females from Halifax, and they'll be going to fight for every ball. Leaving
ladies. Halifax Queens go again, but so that is actually the third substitution of FC SAMARTEX. They get a chance here, but she slips. SAMARTEX back to Monu, who sends it in, but goalkeeper Sonia Kwabena Nora.
It's a very good goalkeeping there from Sonia, but good play there from SAMARTEX. Frida with that cross in, too straight to the goalkeeper. No problems for Sonia to deal with that.
You'd say that this is actually their first shot on target front.
Very, very much sluggish from SAMARTEX. Not really seeing much from Amina, Sandra, Mary's out already, and things are not working well for them. Brought on Frida. Frida just got their...
Great block from Halifax Queens. And another save by Sonia for bench to hold on means that they've seen that at least those who started are really holding on the fort. Advantageous area.
Yeah, good skill there from, as she noticed that the pressing nature coming from the defender of Halifax.
Would be taken. It's one gain and a beautiful save from Sonia.
Oh, that was a decent free kick from SAMARTEX, but equally a good save. Beautiful save there from Sonia.
FC SAMARTEX. Mary Kwashi still goes forward, sends it in. Goalkeeper Sonia comes out from the fans.
Very good reading there from Sonia.
So look at the metrics of Mesre, the good goalkeeper, you wouldn't say. The goalkeeper of Halifax Queens has really helped the team in order to secure their first maximum 3 points of the season. Halifax Queens have managed to get the home win here. It's 3 points and a goal. And their heroine on the day, Sonia Pabana Nora. She really stood up to the occasion, did come up with some great and massive saves, another to ensure that the only goal that they scored in the first half was indeed well protected. A derby day for Cynthia Colan, the goalkeeper of Ghana Black Queens, ended in a defeat. So it ends here at the Magdan Teshi Sports Complex after 90 minutes. It is Halifax Queens 1, FC SAMARTEX Ladies 0. And Nora has been adjudged as the MVP of this game. Thanks so much for joining us for this wonderful game. Do join us again for match day 3 of the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League. Good evening. I am Esther Bankwade, this alongside